July 22nd board meeting to order. Would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance to be led by Trustee Snagowski. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, roll call, please.
This evening, we'll be starting with Trustee Stapleton.
Here.
Kittredge. Here. Kwasniewski.
Here.
Maher.
Here.
McClafferty.
Here.
Snagowski.
Here.
Okay, great. Next up is the consent agenda. It's a long one, so bear with me here. First off, the approval of minutes of June 24th Village Board meeting. We have the approval of disbursements. We have an ordinance amending Lamont Municipal Code Chapter 5.04, Section 5.04.080 for alcoholic beverages, increasing the number of Class A31 liquor licenses. An ordinance authorizing sale and disposal of surplus village property. An ordinance amending Title 17 of the Lamont Municipal Code, the Lamont Unified Development Ordinance of 2008, UDO Amendment for floodplain regulation. We have a resolution approving the purchase of a 2020 Peterbilt 348 tandem axle truck with certain specifications and equipment through Sourcewell Purchasing Cooperative. A resolution approving the purchase of a 2019 Ford F-550 truck with certain equipment and specifications. A resolution approving the purchase of a Stereo Coney mobile vehicle lifting system through the Sourcewell Purchasing Cooperative. Continuing on, we have a resolution authorizing the settlement agreement and release relating to MTS Consulting LLC. That was the case RTA versus the City of Kankakee. And lastly, we have a resolution approving voluntary separation agreement and release. With that being said, I need a motion.
So moved. Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Trustee Snagowski, seconded by Trustee McClafferty, to approve the items on the consent agenda by omnibus vote. Do we have any questions or comments?
I have one question.
Yes, sir.
Ralph, graffiti on Timberline, is that a rare occasion, or there was a removal bill in the disbursements? Was that some oddball thing, or,
Graffiti on Timberline
I think it was on it was,
or Logan?
well, maybe I just misread that. There were two items, so maybe one was on Timberline. But there's a graffiti invoice for,
Removal, it was probably the Logan retention pond, the walls, yeah, that is common.
it's common?
It's common, yeah. Whenever we take it off, they just have a clean slate and they go back. So, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right, any other comments? Roll call, please.
Stapleton.
Yes.
Kittredge.
Yes.
Kwasniewski.
Yes.
Maher. McClafferty.
Yes.
Snagowski.
Yes.
Okay, motion approved. Next up, we have the mayor's report. We have a couple things going on, several, I should say, going on the remainder of this month, July. Our farmers market, Tuesdays on Talcott, is tomorrow and every Tuesday through October from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Talcott parking lot where Bottles in Pollyanna is located. There's a great variety of participants this year, so you can visit our website at lamont.il.us/farmersmarket for more information. So please check that out. Also on Tuesday, July 23rd at the Northview Park is Movies in the Park, starting at 7 p.m. with Smallfoot. And July 30th, we're going to have Aquaman. That will be played. This is a free event, and you can visit the Lamont Park District website for more information. Also, Lamont Legends Cruise Nights are on Wednesdays, July 24th, 31st, and August 7th from 6 to 9 p.m. in the downtown Lamont. Please visit the hcba.com website for more information. We're having great crowds there, so I heard it's motorcycle night on Wednesday, so check that out as well. Also on Thursday, July 25th and August 1st from 7 to 10 p.m., the Sunset Soiree concert will be held in downtown Lamont. Visit the Lamont Park District for more information, and again, those are drawing great crowds as well. Again, it's a great way to check out our downtown, and more importantly, to share some time with friends and family. Also, We have, on Friday, August 2nd, the Lamont Park District will be hosting the family campout from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Centennial Park. Join the event for a fun family evening featuring crafts, games, swimming, campfires, and more. You must register in advance at the Lamont Park District. Saturday, August 3rd is the 7th annual Giving Back to Lamont concert, which will be held from 4 to 7 p.m. This will be held at the grass lot directly on the north side of the canal next to Next-Mex, right there by the parking garage. Local bands and musicians donate their talents to help raise funds and food donation for Lamont's 2 open food pantries. Non-perishable food or monetary donations will be collected and distributed between both pantries. This event will be fun for the whole family, including a kids' play area, games, and beanbag tournaments, raffles, prizes, and giveaways throughout the event. This family-friendly event benefits more than 100 local households that depends on your support and generosity. So please, again, that's August 3rd. Please check that out, and definitely encourage everyone to attend that event. Lastly, want to thank all of the interest that we've had. We've been talking about a trustee position, as well as planning and zoning, a downtown focus group, and other commissions as well. We've had great participation as far as people wanting to give back, and we've seen that in the numbers. We've had several applicants on all 3, I believe, for the trustee position. There was 17 candidates. Again, we want to thank everyone for their interest. Again, we're all here doing this because we love the town of Lamont, and we're seeing it in the numbers. Planning and zoning, we've had 6 people reach out, and then for the downtown focus group, we had 9. So again, great interest. As far as the village trustee position, I'm going to kick it over to Ryan to discuss where we're at with that position.
Thanks, John. As many of you know, I submitted my resignation as a trustee due to circumstances pertaining changing responsibilities at my place of employment. It is with great pleasure that I could say the professional circumstances have changed that will allow me to maintain my seat as a trustee. So today I'd like to publicly announce to the citizens of Lamont, the mayor, the village board, that I am formally retracting my resignation. And with the mayor's acceptance of my retraction, will continue my role as a trustee. And I'm thankful to my employer, to the mayor, people of Lamont for giving me an opportunity to continue in this capacity, and sincerely apologize to everyone in the inconvenience and confusion that by which this set circumstances have played out. As we look forward towards the future, I'm going to be taking this with grateful energy, and as I approach the work that we do in Lamont to keep us on this great path as we've worked so hard to establish. And as I mentioned before, Lamont is truly heading in a great direction, and I'm excited to continue working with the people of Lamont, my colleagues here at the village, staff, and then also continuing down a path for a better tomorrow. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Ryan. And just to reiterate, I spoke with Ryan a couple times when he announced his change in position, and obviously, fortunately, that has reversed. So again, we wish you nothing best with your career. Obviously, for all of us, our career comes first, and with Ryan's decision, we're looking forward to working with him throughout the rest of our terms. Again, want to reach out, and we will reach out and have follow-up conversations with the 17 individuals. We got some great people that reached out, and again, hopefully they understand. I've spoken with several of them today, the ones that that have followed up with me, and I will continue to reach out with all 17 as well as Ryan. And again, we encourage, potentially we have planning and zoning. We're going to be reaching out with the planning and zoning as well to you know, again, all of our committees, we want to make it the best that they can be. And, you know, basically, these are volunteers, you know, and this is a very important roles, and we appreciate everyone's interest. And again, Ryan, we wish you nothing but the best with your career, and obviously the change in your career path over the last 3 months has been able to assist you to fill out your term. So we wish you nothing but the best. With that being said, anything else, George, on the committees that I missed?
Mr. Mayor, no, we're going to be reaching out, as the mayor mentioned, everyone who applied, and it's a good thing to have that many residents in town interested in getting involved. Just even the last week or two, we had another opening in the Historic Preservation Commission, and then even the Police Pension Board, there's opening. So I think when we talk to everybody and get their interest and understand how they want to get involved, we can accommodate many of them to commissions or focus groups, and we just want to get more people involved. So, but Trustee Kwasniewski, you know, great you're staying on. I think we have a lot to, we just approved a contract for our website redesign, so we're going to want to get you involved. Linda already said you got to make all those meetings on Friday, so we'll be reaching out to you. But no, I think your expertise on the board will be great going forward, and I think it's a good problem to have this many people want to get involved, so we will start reaching out this week.
Yep, our deadline was this past Friday. We had some still trickling in. So we will be reaching out this week to those interested individuals. And again, I want to thank everyone in advance for the great interest that we have in these very important commissions. With that being said, next up, it's time for audience participation. If anyone in the audience so chooses, you are more than welcome to come up to the podium. Anyone out there? No? Okay.
I'll speak for the ladies.
Okay.
I talked to them before the meeting. They're concerned about the retention, stormwater in the new Covington Knolls addition off 127th there. So what I worked out with them is we're going to meet out there on site with Bruce Hill from the Botany, and we'll explain it to them on what they're going to do and how it's going to benefit the whole area.
Awesome, awesome. So you guys will set that up in short order,
Yes,
Ralph?
they're going to call me and get it out there.
Okay, great, great. All right. Anything else? Okay, all right, all right. Well, thank you for coming out this evening. All right, with that being said, next up, we have the clerk's report.
Okay. The first ordinance, if passed this evening, would be O-55-19, and this is amending ordinance number 899, special use for commercial plan development for Lamont Plaza, to allow electronic message center sign for Pete's Fresh Market located at 1100 State Street, Lamont, Illinois.
Okay, need a motion, please.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by trustee Stapleton, seconded by trustee Kwasniewski. Jason, you want to, or Mark?
Thank you. Good evening. So yes, the request today would be to amend an existing plan unit development for Lamont Plaza. This request would allow a modification of the existing freestanding sign on State Street closest to where the Pete's Market will be located, and allow for an electronic message center sign to be located on that freestanding sign. This request was considered at a public hearing with the June Planning and Zoning Commission meeting, where there was a positive recommendation to approve, and was discussed at last week's committee of the whole meeting.
Thanks, Mark. And again, we're very excited. Pete's Fresh, hopefully coming early this fall. Do we have a latest, greatest potential opening? Have we heard September? Is that still? So I know they've mentioned before, they want to make sure they're open well in advance of the Thanksgiving holiday season. If something does go wrong, they will probably delay the opening until after the new year, because they do not want to be training new staff with the biggest crowds. But as of right now, we're hearing, you know, potentially a September-ish opening. So again, we're looking forward to that. Any other comments on or questions on the sign? Okay, roll call, please.
Stapleton?
Yes.
Kittredge?
Yes.
Kwasniewski?
Yes.
Maher? McLafferty?
Yes.
Snagowski?
Yes.
Okay, motion approved.
The next item, if passed this evening, would be another ordinance O-56-19. And this is granting a special use for an outdoor dining area in the B3 zoning district at 1015 State Street in Lamont, Illinois, the Quarry Pub and Grill.
Okay, need a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by trustee McClafferty, seconded by trustee Kwasniewski. Mark, you want to take this one?
Yes. So this item and the following two items are all related. They are for Quarry Pub and Grill at 1015 State Street. This specific ordinance would be granting them a special use for outdoor dining, subject to conditions that are spelt out in the ordinance. The next, I'll just kind of just real quickly jump ahead. There are variations necessary to allow for the outdoor dining. So that would be a separate ordinance. And then there was a request for some additional signage requiring a variation as well. So these items were heard at a public hearing here at the July Planning and Zoning Commission meeting, where there was a recommendation to approve, and were also discussed at last week's Committee of the Whole meeting.
Thanks, Mark. Any other questions or comments? Go ahead.
Sorry, I have one question. I know we talked about the live outdoor entertainment in the front area, and the way this is reading is till 12 every single day, and I thought we had an agreement with them that it would be before 12 for live, I'm sorry, not live, amplified. Oh, never mind. Never mind. Take it back.
Okay,
I got it. Yeah.
all right. Good, Dave?
I'm good.
All right. And again, Quarry Pub and Grill sat vacant for several years, opened up just over a year ago, correct? And the bowling alley piece is done. They continue to make investments. They continue to make investments in their outdoor seating. So it's great to see, continued growth. And this outdoor seating, we have to be very conscious, and that's why we had a Cal Public Meetings, and we heard from the residents. Again, this outdoor seating is going to be on the on the western portion of the property, closest to State Street. We will continue to monitor the noise levels there because we do have, as we heard from a few residents that live right there, that have been supportive, but let's face it, no one wants to have this in their backyard, and they were very supportive of it, but we have to continue to monitor that noise level, and we will continue to do that. So, anyone else have any questions or comments? Okay, roll call, please.
Stapleton?
Yes.
Kittredge?
Yes.
Kwasniewski?
Yes.
Maher?
Yes.
McClafferty?
Yes.
And Snagowski.
Yes.
Okay, motion approved.
The next item, if passed this evening, is another ordinance, O-57-19, granting certain variations to 17.07.010, and 17.10040, and 17.06.030. And that's part of the Lamont Unified Development Ordinance, and that's going to allow the outdoor dining area in the front yard of the B3 zoning district, again, located at the Quarry Pub and Grill.
Okay, need a motion first.
So moved.
Okay, motion by trustee McClafferty, seconded by trustee Maher. Mark, anything else to add on this?
No, again, this one would be specifically variations for patio and fencing that are necessary to allow for that dining, outdoor dining in front of the building on the west side closest to State Street.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. Okay, any comments, questions? Roll call, please.
Stapleton?
Yes.
Kittredge?
Yes.
Kwasniewski?
Yes.
Maher?
Yes.
McClafferty?
Yes.
Snagowski.
Yes.
Okay, motion approved.
The next item, if passed, would be O-58-19, and this is creating a certain variation for 17.11.140 of the Lamont Unified Development Ordinance, again, to allow an additional wall signage in the B3 zoning district, again, located at the Quarry Bar and Grill.
Okay, need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion by trustee McClafferty, seconded by trustee Kwasniewski. Mark?
So again, as noted, this would just be to allow the applicant, which does have a very lengthy building, to have some additional wall signage fronting State Street.
Gotcha. Thanks, Mark. Anyone else? Roll call, please.
Okay. Stapleton?
Yes.
Kittredge?
Yes.
Kwasniewski?
Yes.
Maher?
Yes.
McClafferty?
Yes.
Snagowski?
Yes.
Okay, motion approved.
The next item would be O-59-19, and this is approving a recapture agreement for the sanitary and water improvements associated with and near Marble Landing between the Village of Lamont and Hart's Construction Company Incorporated.
Okay, need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion by trustee McClafferty, seconded by trustee Maher. Jason?
Thank you, Mayor. Hart's Construction Company came in for final PUD last year for Marble Landings subdivision located approximately between 127th and Archer. The village engineer requested that they oversize the water and sewer to allow for potential future development south of Archer or south of 131st Street. So in exchange, the developer Hart's asked for a recapture agreement, allowing them to recapture some of these costs. So this agreement here is that agreement between the village and Hart's Construction Company. We expect the final PUD to be coming to the village board likely next month.
And Jason, how many units is that again?
There's 22 single-family and 22 duplex units, 44 units.
And that's just south of 127th, all the way down to Archer,
Yeah,
correct?
east of Christina Crossing.
Great, great. Any other questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Stapleton?
Yes.
Kittredge?
Yes.
Kwasniewski?
Yes.
Maher?
Yes.
McClafferty?
Yes.
Snagowski?
Yes.
Okay, motion approved.
The next item, if passed this evening, would be a resolution, and this is Resolution R-67-19. And this is approving the final plat of subdivision for two lots addressed at 337-379 on River Street, located at the northwest corner of Stevens Street and River Street in Lamont, Illinois.
Okay, need a motion, please.
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion by trustee Stapleton, seconded by trustee Snagowski. Mark?
Yes, so this item is for a plat of subdivision, re-subdivision for the subject property to allow for some property transfer, so it would take some hodgepodges of existing lots that are kind of treated though as one lot at a time and formally subdivided into two lots to allow for the conveyance of one of the buildings and property. This item was at the June Planning and Zoning Commission where it had a positive recommendation. It was discussed at the June Committee of the Whole meeting. There was since you've last seen it, a minor modification. That's why there was a little bit of delay before coming to the board. Just the purchaser that was interested in the property just wanted the line dividing the two lots shifted over by about 10 feet. Didn't impact any of the zoning setbacks or anything, so that caused, though, to require the plat to have some additional review. So staff's still making a recommendation to approve.
Great, thanks, Mark. And I should have probably mentioned this during the mayor's piece, but again, we continue to make great progress in the downtown area. Little things like this go a long way as far as, getting property moved and, they did quite a bit of cleanup there as well, Leo Catoni, so appreciate, again, everyone upgrading their properties. We got some great stuff coming into town. We actually just did a walkthrough of the St. James Academy. It's a 9-unit apartment that's going into the old St. James School, which more recent was the St. Patrick's School. So everyone should stop by, check out the construction. They're just doing a wonderful job. There's going to be an additional parking lot that they're going to put in with this. Both Rob Abbiani and Sel Alfano, his partner Sel, they're making, investments in this town. They also purchase the property, Elsie's Hardware Store, which, by the way, we might have heard Elsie might be a little bit ill. We wish her nothing but the best. But Rob is making a huge investment in this town, upwards of potentially $30 to $50 million between the various, apartment and developments he has. He's rebuilding 2 historical homes right here in the downtown area. And he's got, a development, again, this will be, stay tuned, but it's going to be somewhere in the range of, 70 to 80 luxury apartments in the downtown on Elsie's property. We're seeing great strides in the downtown. Just last night, we had the soft opening of Cornerstone Tavern. We encourage everyone to check that out. They did a fabulous job in there. It's a great upgrade to the downtown. It's an upgrade where you could bring your family in or your spouse or friends. And they did a wonderful job inside. It's, very well lit, got some nice TVs. The food was excellent. We heard they're going to have specialty drinks as well. So we encourage everyone to check that out. We continue to see the growth in the downtown. So again, this is, something we're very excited about. So I know I got off track there a little bit, but any other comments on what we're voting on here? Okay, roll call, please.
Stapleton,
Yes.
Kittredge,
Yes.
Kwasniewski,
Yes.
Maher,
Yes.
McClafferty,
Yes.
Snagowski.
Yes.
Okay, motion approved.
Okay.
Just add, the Cornerstone's opening day is Wednesday.
Yes.
Okay, that's right, check it out.
Check it out Wednesday.
Wednesday, for the car show, right? The motorcycle show, I guess. So, check it out.
The next item, if passed this evening, would be a resolution, R-68-19, and this is authorizing award of a contract for a 2019 MFT resurfacing program.
Okay, need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion by trustee Maher, seconded by trustee Kwasniewski. Ralph, you taking this one?
I am. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. There were 6 bids for the 2019 resurfacing program. Low bidder was PT Farrell out of Joliet at $510,447.23, which is $83,919.57 under the estimate. So it's a fantastic bid. We will be doing Eureka Avenue, Oak Lane, Oak Court, Florence, Norton, Lockport, Pfeiffer this year. So staff recommendation is to award the contract to PT Farrell for $510,447.23.
Awesome. Again, this is part of our resurfacing. This is what we went to referendum for. And Ralph just mentioned those streets. Will we post those online as well? George, is that?
Yeah, we can put the letter that
Yeah.
we sent out to the residents in the area, we'll put that online.
Again, this is exciting. We need to continue to invest back in our town, not only our roads, but our water systems as well. So, again, that's exciting. And when will they actually be doing the work, Ralph?
At the end of August or beginning of September,
Okay. so-
possibly after Labor Day.
Okay. And do we send anything out to the residents?
We do.
We do.
Okay.
We do.
All right.
They're all
So,
notified.
awesome. All right. So
And al-
that's,
and also, Mr. Mayor, I know that maybe as part of your report, later on in the summer, Stevens Street will be a separate project. We
Right.
received a state economic development grant with the assistance of Senator Curran, and so Stevens Street will be repaved from River Road all the way to
Illinois.
Illinois Street. That'll be a separate bid later on in the year. It'll get done this year, though, probably right before the Halloween event series. So that's exciting. And then next year is when the state or the village will be bidding out a project for the state, but McCarthy Road will be done from Illinois Street all the way to Walker Road. So fresh pavement for town over the next 6 to 9 months.
yeah, and much needed. And again, want to thank Senator Curran. Not very often do we have excess monies available in the prior year budget. Senator Curran set it aside for Lamont. He reached out to us, something in the downtown area. So again, that will not be hitting our budget, correct? So again, this is in addition to our regular road maintenance. So that will be exciting, and it will give a nice, fresh look to the downtown area. Any other questions or comments?
Can I just ask a question? The mains that are going in on Eureka right now,
Yes.
are they water mains?
Yes.
And they will just be on Eureka, they won't be on Oak Lane?
No.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
I have questions, say live in Oak Lane.
Okay, anyone else?
I just have one question. Have we used them before?
sorry.
Have we used PT Farrell before?
Yes,
Did it
many
Rolling-
times,
Rolling Meadows.
many times.
Good job.
Awesome. All right, roll call, please.
Stapleton?
Yes.
Kittredge?
Yes.
Kwasniewski?
Yes.
Maher?
Yes.
McClafferty?
Yes.
And Snagowski.
Yes.
Okay, motion approved.
The next resolution, if passed this evening, would be R-69-19, and this is authorizing award of contract for a 2019 sanitary sewer cleaning, televising, and manhole inspection project.
Okay, need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion by trustee Maher, seconded by trustee Kittredge. Ralph, you taking this as well?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. 3 bids were received for this sewer cleaning project, which puts us in compliance with our long-term control plan with the MWRD. Low bid came in at $22,625.50, which is roughly, well, $653.05 under the estimate. So we will be doing sewer cleaning on State Street, Stevens Street, 127th, McCarthy Road, Illinois Street, Main Street, all the main arteries through town. We do identify problems as we do this. It's all videotaped, which we keep year after year. So staff recommendation is to award the contract to Visit Sewer out of Bridgeview for $22,625.50.
Okay, thanks, Ralph. Any other questions or comments?
How often do we do these?
Annually.
No, every street?
Oh, no.
Every
No,
many
no,
years?
there's different zones with the combined sewers. So there's different zones, and we're getting to the point where we're gonna start redoing them next year, like after 8 years.
Yeah,
So it's probably every 8 years we hit them.
gotcha.
Okay, great. Okay, roll call, please.
Stapleton?
Yes.
Kittredge?
Yes.
Kwasniewski?
Yes.
Maher?
Yes.
McClafferty?
Yes.
Snagowski.
Yes.
Okay, motion approved.
The next item would be Resolution R-70-19, and this is approving the intergovernmental agreement for the school liaison officer with Lamont High School, District 210.
Okay, need a motion.
So moved.
Second?
Okay, motion by trustee Maher, seconded by trustee McClafferty. Who's, chief, you taking this?
Yep. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So the police department has assigned a school resource officer to Lamont High School since 1997. As part of that agreement, the school district agrees to reimburse the village for a percentage of the officer's salary. Now, historically, that's been about 50% of the salary. In 2016, we had a new agreement to increase that to 60% of the salary, and that included fringe benefits. We have a new agreement with the school district to increase that to 70% of the actual salary plus fringe benefits, and have now included a pension into that reimbursable cost. So I think it's a fair agreement for both parties. The school district had that on their agenda this past Monday, and staff recommends that we also authorize the agreement.
Great. Any other questions or comments?
I just have one question, chief, over here. Could you let us know how we came up with 70%?
70?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the reason it's not 100% and 70% because the school resource officer doesn't work the 3 months that the school is out of session, so that he works back at the police department.
Okay, so,
And with his time off and other things, it increases, so
So it's 100% for 70% of the
70%
time.
of the
Yeah.
time that he spends at the school.
thank you.
But obviously, the majority of our taxpayers, it's Peter and Paul, right? I mean, obviously, the 70% is, yeah, the 70% is being funded by the school district. And again, we appreciate working with them, and our cooperation with them continues. And obviously, the other 30% is on the village. Anything else? Okay, roll call, please.
Stapleton?
Yes.
Kittredge?
Yes.
Kwasniewski?
Yes.
Maher?
Yes.
McClafferty?
Yes.
And Snagowski.
Yes.
Okay, motion approved.
And that's all I have.
Thanks, Charlene. Okay, next up, village attorney report. Mike, you got anything for us?
Just briefly, thank you, Mr. Mayor. This July 1st was probably in my legal career, the state has put into law more legislation than ever before, so we've been working with George and Chief and staff to, you'll start seeing different ordinances and resolutions that we have to do. Some of them are on, obviously, the bigger ones that people all are talking about, marijuana, gaming, but there are other ones as well. So we'll be bringing those to you, and we've been working with IML to do that. Thank you.
And those bigger ones, again, we will have more interaction, obviously, with our residents and
Yeah, I think-
Holco as well, correct?
Yeah, we, at the committee of the whole last week, we discussed the capital bill a little bit, but also recreational marijuana. Towns do have a voice and a choice on opting in or out of whether or not you're going to allow a dispensary in your town. You can't opt out of the bill completely, but you can allow it in or out of your town. So that's something we'd like to get the public involved. So we're going to utilize our polling system, but also have a workshop, give people enough notice to come out and ask questions. We'll have our village attorney here, and we'll be able to have an informative discussion on recreational marijuana, so that the board is informed when they make their decisions, which we have to essentially act by prior to January 1st. But we'll want to do that way before that. So soon, information will be coming out, again, polling, but more a public information meeting that we can have the chief there as well to kind of give the public safety side of it and talk about zoning, public safety, the legal component, and we'll be getting that information out in the next couple weeks.
Yeah, we should definitely, when we go into executive session, maybe come up with a date or at least a month of when we're going to have these public meetings. Obviously, these are, big topics of discussion, and of course, there's always ramifications if you opt in or if you opt out. And this is what we need to talk as a group and talk as a community as well. So stay tuned on that. All right. With that being said, did we do the roll? Oh, that's, okay, village. So we're all good, Mike?
We're good,
Okay,
yes.
all right. Village administrator report, George.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. One quick item. I'm gonna give Chris Smith's report. Our finance director, she's downstairs right now working on end of the year financials. So we gave her a break from this exciting board meeting. So she's working on financials. August will be a month. We'll get the auditor in here and talk about our end of year financials. We're just fine tuning that. We'll also get into police pension levy. Believe it or not, as we get towards the end of the year, we start talking about budget. But I'm going to give her a brief update. There was a notice that went out again today about vehicle stickers. All vehicle stickers for any vehicle registered in Lamont is due by July 31st. The costs do go up after August 1st if you don't get it by the end of the month. Again, we talked about it last couple of meetings, put some information out in the newsletter. We went to an annual program. In relation to the 1% sales tax we talked about, there's still a funding gap for equipment and other operational needs. So for this year, we did continue with the vehicle sticker. We made it a little bit easier on people. A lot of people have taken advantage of the online system, which has been good. Fewer people here at Village Hall and able to take advantage of the online format. We'll look at the fee annually and compare ourselves against Cook County, other towns, and also what we need in the budget. So as we get towards the end of the year, the annual program will allow us to reassess what we're bringing in on the 1% sales tax, what we're bringing in on other revenue components, and we'll be able to reassess that going into next budget year. But just a last reminder that it is due at the end of the month.
We can extend the moratorium on enforcement till the 15th of August.
Till August, okay. Yep.
And again, just to reiterate, we passed the 1% sales tax referendum after home rule failed. Home rule would have eliminated the village sticker, so we still have a funding gap. That's why we have to continue to do the village sticker, and we have to implement it on an annual basis. We heard that, I think, loud and clear in the public meetings for the home rule. Again, home rule is very polarizing, and several groups were against it. We totally get it. We totally understand. But this funding gap is still there, and that's why we have to go to an annual process, or at least, an annual sticker, because that is, as a non-home rule, that is really one of the only, revenue streams that we have in order to fill any type of gap that we have. As George mentioned, we'll continue to look at it on an annual basis, and again, totally understand, you know, potentially some of the frustration from residents. No one here on this board wants to quote-unquote raise taxes. I know that goes against anything I've ever, you know, have talked about, you know, in my political career, but we have to do what we have to do. We have to live within our means. We have to make sure we have the infrastructure there, and this is what we have to do in order to fund it. So I hope people understand that, but we get the frustration. So with that being said, next up, board reports. Anyone have anything to add? Staff reports. Ralph, do you want to go first here?
Sure, go first. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
With our, with our water main project starting this year, we are experiencing some discolored water in certain locations of town. With the increase in the water pumpage that we've experienced too, with the hot weather, people are using more water. That just flushes the system. The water just flies through it, and we've doubled our usage from 2 months ago. So if you do experience discolored water, just let it run until it clears. The water is still safe. There's no problem with it. It just stirs up the minerals in the pipes. That's all I have.
Thanks, Ralph. And just to piggyback off that, again, we have, you know, we basically turn over our water, meaning we empty basically our water storage facilities every, what, 2 days? Is that, I mean,
Well, now it's every day.
okay, every day.
Yeah,
So,
it's every day.
yeah, obviously the peak usage is during the summer months. It's been extremely hot out. We have, you know, lawn issues. We have people with pools, so forth, so on. So, again, going back to our infrastructure program, we now have the means to be able to start address and potentially, right now, we're working on a site location for an additional storage facility, correct, Ralph?
Yes, we are.
As well as a new well or just a storage?
Both.
Both, that's
Well
what I
and-
thought.
Well and tower.
So again, this is, you know, a byproduct of you know, what we've had to do to make ends meet. Sometimes you have to hold off on making these infrastructure changes, which we've done. We now have the funding for it, so please bear with it. And again, the water's safe. It's just, it's discolored. And is this on specific parts of town, Ralph?
It's hit or miss.
Okay.
It could be anywhere. It really can. You know, and other causes of that is, you know, is contractors opening up hydrants, you know, to fill their trucks, which we discourage. We don't allow that at all.
Yeah.
So, but they still do it. And that just stirs up, you know, the minerals in the pipes, you know, in Eagle Crest or in Fordham Hills, wherever they're at.
Gotcha.
But the water main projects and the increased usage does cause that as well.
Yeah, and again, we have some of the deepest wells. We have 3 1,800 feet deep wells, correct?
Average, yes.
Yeah, and so again, we're hitting the deepest aquifers on this part of, you know, the southwest suburbs. Probably some of the best quality, but sometimes when you're turning it over this quick, you run into this situation. So thanks, Ralph. Chief?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have a couple quick things. On July 24th, the department's going to participate again in Illinois Speed Awareness Day. This year it's called Faces for Illinois Speed Awareness Campaign. A couple interesting stats when I was going through the materials that they disseminated. But the last year, speed was the primary cause of 40% of all fatal crashes, and that accounted for 462 deaths. And that, by the way, is coming down pretty much from the previous years. It used to account for almost 60%. And I don't have data on it, but if you coupled speed and distraction as a secondary cause, it probably accounts for a significant portion of them. One other thing jumped out at me when I was reading this. If a pedestrian is hit by a car at 20 miles per hour, which is most of our residential speed limit, there's a 10% likelihood of being killed. If you increase that speed to 30 miles an hour, the likelihood of being killed increases to 50%. So at 30 miles an hour, 50% likelihood of getting killed. So, you know, when we do speed, we get a lot of complaints still speeding in the residential neighborhoods, and it's almost invariably by people that live in those areas. So please slow down and give some courtesy to your neighbors because that affects everybody.
Thanks, Chief.
One other quick item before the next meeting comes. We are having our Cops and Kids and Cruise Night on August 7th. This is in conjunction with the National Night Out. So on August 7th from 5 to 9, we'll have the Cruise Night Car Show. Please come downtown. We have about 35 police vehicles signed up for that right now. It'll be a great night. And we've coupled that, like we did last year, with Cops and Kids, and so we're going to have an area set off for the kids, which is going to run from 5:30 to 7:30. We'll have some T-shirt giveaways while the supplies last, cotton candy, popcorn raffle prizes, and it's a great event. So come down. Again, it's August 7th from at 5:30. We'll start the Cops and Kids.
Awesome, awesome. That's always one of the best car shows of the year, and it's cool. We get participants from other neighboring municipalities, so bring the kids. It's a nice night out for the family. Thanks, Chief. Okay, next up, do we have any unfinished or new business? We all good
I
there?
have one new business item, I guess.
Go ahead, Rick.
Actually, it's old business, but it'll become new business, I guess. We used to get a report on construction permits and where they were out. The last one we got was in June of last year. So I don't know if, potentially I missed a meeting or something where we discontinued that, but I think it was a good report. It gave a summary of all the permits issued. And I don't know if we still have it available or if we discontinued it within the system or something, but I know we can get on and see individual permits. But that was a nice summary, basically a single page. I don't want to say it was one page, it might have been multiple pages, but everything was on one sheet. And it gave, as it reports back to the financial statements of what our projections are and permits and things of that nature. So that was a good report. I don't know if it's still available, or if we're still doing it, then maybe we could still distribute it. If we're not doing it, that might be
No, and
another
I think we
conversation.
do a different version of it in the activity report, but let's see if we could do it clearer, maybe monthly.
Yeah, I just did a search of everything. It was called the construction activity. It was a PDF.
Is that for
came
all
out.
permits in town?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
We could even make that available to the public too. That'd be more interesting. Yeah, let us work on that. We'll have something for you for
Yeah,
next
like I
meeting.
said, something might have changed. I might have missed it, but it was a good report, and I just remembered I haven't seen it lately, and
Okay.
so I did a search.
Yeah.
And
We'll check on
it's
that.
been a while.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Rick. Anyone else? Okay. All right, with that being said, we need a motion to go into executive session to discuss under Chapter 5 ILCS of the Open Meetings Act. First off, the appointment of a public office, Section 2C3, setting price for real estate, Section 2C5. Need a motion. So move. Please.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by trustee Snagowski, seconded by trustee Kwasniewski. Roll call, please.
Stapleton?
Yes.
Kittredge?
Yes.
Kwasniewski?
Yes.
Bowder? McClafferty?
Yes.
Stugowski?
Yes.
Okay, motion approved. We're now heading into executive session. We do not expect any decision that needs public participation or any type of public announcement. So with that being said, we will move into executive session.